Welcome everybody to our webinar with Faith in Place, helping green teams thrive during COVID-19. My name is Reverend Brian Souter. I am the Executive Director of Faith in Place. It's my great delight to welcome green teams from all over the state of Illinois. It's great to see you coming in. Welcome to the webinar tonight. And it is just a great joy to have you here. We have a fantastic webinar lined up with Reverend Cindy Shepard, our Central Illinois Outreach Director, as well as Veronica Kyle, our statewide Outreach Director. We're going to give a little bit of context, and we're going to break up and do some connecting, networking about what's going on with our green teams right now and bring it all together. But before we do that, I just want to say a word about our mission as an organization. At Faith in Place, we are all about creating healthier communities. Our vision is that people of faith are leading the environmental movement right in their local neighborhoods. And by leading the environmental movement, they're creating healthier communities, they're creating environmental justice through education, connection, and advocacy. And at Faith in Place, I just want to say a word. We've come up with this concept known as green teams. And a green team is 3 or more people at a house of worship: Muslim, Jewish, Baha'i, Christian, Mennonite, like myself, Presbyterian, you name it. We are working as a multi-faith organization, and we empower green teams, that committee at the local house of worship, to enact our mission at that place. The green team knows the faith community's theology, culture, context, history, dare I even say politics? I don't know. Raise your hand. Do you have any politics in your faith community? Anybody? Is it just me? Oh, Dick Alton. Okay, Euclid Avenue. It's got a little politics. So the green team allows us to meet people where they're at, because it's the local messenger from within the congregation that meets people where they're at and then implements our programs over time. Tonight, you get to hear from our statewide outreach director, Veronica Kyle. She's one of our speakers. Veronica had an innovation with green teams. She realized that green teams, in order to really thrive in enacting our mission, need good outside coaching. And that's what Faith in Place does. We have 9 staff on our team who are outreach staff who are located throughout Illinois: Chicago, Lake County, north and west suburbs, Champaign-Urbana, Southern Illinois, who are from the local community, who have been trained up in our green team coaching model to help your green team be as effective as possible in moving forward a vision of ecological sustainability in your house of worship. That green team coaching model is something we've been refining over the course of 2 decades now. We're a 20-year-old organization. And so we bring a lot of value to helping your green team really create long-lasting change at your house of worship. I want to find out, though, where you all are from. So I think Katie is going to create a little poll that you can put in what region you are from, and we can see some of that data together. So on your screen, there should come up a poll where you can click if you're from Southern Illinois, Central Illinois, north and west suburbs, Chicago, Lake County, or outside Illinois. So take a second to fill out that poll and hit submit. And I believe we'll give it 10 more seconds. Countdown is going if you're working with your device to do that. And then Katie, I'll turn it over to you to publish the poll results so that we can all see where we're from. So you should be able to see on your device, and somebody holler at me. Look at that, Central Illinois showed up tonight. Reverend Cindy, your is here, way to go. We got Chicago in the house. We got North Suburbs. We got Lake County in the house, Southern Illinois, and we're an Illinois group. So look at that. Well, Faith in Place is an Illinois-based organization, so that makes sense that we're an Illinois group. So we're just really excited that you are here tonight. We're excited, this new technology. One of the silver linings of the pandemic is that we're all getting used to this new technology and creating connections across regions, and that's a really beautiful thing. So we're going to learn a little bit. We're going to hear from 2 amazing speakers tonight. One is our Central Illinois Outreach Director, Reverend Cindy Shepard. Reverend Shepard is going to celebrate with you some examples of green teams that are responding to COVID-19 in innovative ways. And then we're going to turn over to our statewide Outreach Director, Veronica Kyle, to talk about some of the challenges we face. And Veronica will be facilitating some breakout rooms so that you all can talk to each other about some questions and challenges. Then we'll come back together, hear from one another, and then we have some takeaways, next steps, and we'll wrap up our webinar tonight by 8 p.m. So with that, I would like to turn it over to the fabulous, the inspirational Reverend Cindy Shepard.
Thank you, Brian. Hey, it's really great to be with you all tonight, and I'm so glad that you were able to join us. In this picture of me, taken at last December's gathering, I look like I'm having some sort of experience of awe and wonder. And let's skip past that embarrassing picture for a minute, but I'll tell you what is awesome and wonderful, and that is how green teams have responded during 2020, which has just posed all kinds of challenges for us and for communities of faith across the state. The adjustments have been wonderful. For instance, this is just a slide that shows one team going to do a styrofoam recycling. The green team got together and said, well, we're not going to be able to do it in the way we used to do it down at the bottom, where we all gathered together and everybody brought their styrofoam. So they organized a touchless drop-off for their recycling drive. And people drove in, popped their trunks, the masked and gowned and gloved folks gathered up the recycling, and there it went. They instantly made an adjustment. They recognized that connection was going to be very important as we were all sheltering in place. And so some teams watched movies together and discussed them on Zoom, or asked to join them for a discussion of something important. Recently, the green teams in Bloomington Normal asked Veronica Kyle to come down and talk to them about racial justice and environmentalism. So by getting together, the connections were strengthened even during this time of isolation. We've had wonderful examples of green teams protecting the vulnerable members of their congregation. Elderly people who were staffing a food bank were replaced by younger green team members who sadly had lost their jobs in the hospitality industry, but who all had food safety licenses and were ready to serve and had plenty of time. So in all these ways, that outreach and finding new ways to do things has kept green teams alive and moving forward. We're especially grateful for those teams who have done advocacy and who have taken that advocacy outside their own congregation, but to write letters to the editor, to speak out on important issues that are facing our communities, and really helping us build healthier communities, even in a time of a pandemic. I want to share the microphone with Veronica now, because we know that there are lots of other ways that green teams have and will make a difference.
Thanks, Cindy and Brian. I'm so happy to be with you this evening. As I said in the beginning, this is a new way of being together. It's a new way of outreach and connecting with the green teams. And we couldn't possibly have this many green teams together in any ordinary moment. So we want to give, okay, COVID, you at least brought us together across the state. And for that, I'm grateful. But realistically, we know that we're facing some obstacles with COVID-19 in this pandemic. For some green teams, this could have been something to paralyze them and their faith community. And so what we want to do this evening is have you go into breakout rooms, and we have 3 questions we'd like to have you discuss. One is, what has been the hardest part of responding as a green team during the COVID-19 pandemic? What has been your hardest challenge? And as Cindy talked about, but what new opportunities has COVID-19 presented to your green team? New ways of being, new ways of existing. We can't stop coaching because the weather is bad and something's happened. We still gotta protect the planet. We still gotta make sure things are okay. And finally, what have you heard from others, even in this short conversation tonight, in their response that you would like to try with your green team? So Katie, I'm gonna ask you to split us up into our discussion rooms, and you will bring us back together, and then you'll have an opportunity then to share what came out of your group. So here's an opportunity that you don't really get to have, and that is to network. And hopefully you'll be in a room with someone that you don't know on this webinar, and we will get it started right as soon as Katie breaks us up. So Katie, take it away.
I think we're all back. Welcome back from your breakout rooms. And I'll turn it over to Veronica to facilitate conversation, how that went.
Wow, I don't know about your groups, but we were like on fire in our group. Brian can tell you, as a green team coach and statewide outreach director, I'm very competitive about these things, green team. So we're all about winning at Faith and Place, this environmental justice issue. So at this point, we'd love to have someone from each of your groups just share some ideas that your group came up with. I was going to start with Laurel, and I just wanted to just say after Laurel, if you raise your hand so you can be recognized in your group. I hope you designated someone to be your note taker and speaker. So Laurel, if you would take it away for us.
Okay, one of our problems was we were, all of us thought we were kind of hibernating and not really meeting like we should be. That being said, we've been very busy, all of us. People have done cleanup of the church grounds as well as trails, conducted reduce waste at home for the congregation, a little educational part. Let's see, technology has been an issue for some families. Trash pickup was another thing with Cub Scouts. And then watching a green movie and then having a Zoom discussion after it. Some congregations have had Zoom or videoed environmental services focusing on nature and the like, and virtual nature walks. There have been reduced number of children participating. And then posting on Facebook about CEJA, writing legislators throughout this time because we're all stuck at home. And I think that's about it.
Great. Who else want to jump in?
I will, Darcy.
Hi, Darcy.
Hi, so in our group, we had Kathleen, Leah, Juliet, myself, and Deb. One of the hardest parts since COVID has struck us has been for Juliet and I, our farmers market at Trinity. We have a farmers market that supports mostly African-American farmers from the Pembroke area and also urban farmers. And we also have several vendors that participate in our farmers market. So it was really hard for us to not be able to have our farmers market this summer. For me, it would have been my summer in a row being at the farmers market the whole summer, 12 to 13 weeks. And it was really tough because we know that a lot of our African-American farmers have a really hard time being able to sustain their businesses and their farms in a good year. But for COVID, you know, it's affected farmers in a lot of ways. And it was just a little heartbreaking that we weren't able to support them in that way. But some of our farmers did find ways to still be in touch with some of the customers from the community and are able to do things, to have some income doing that. Kathleen, her farmers market in Central Illinois is the largest in the area, and she has noticed that attendance is down at the market. And for Leah, the Earth Care team has been unable to meet at their home church. Some new opportunities. I spoke about trying to reimagine how we can support the Black farming community, not just in Pembroke, but throughout the state, by trying to promote regenerative farming practices, which gains greater yields for farmers. And so I've been looking into that all summer, doing research, seeing like what policies are in the state of Illinois that would help farmers in a way, and maybe trying to help empower that community, especially in Pembroke, to get involved with their representatives and see if there's anything that they can gain through that relationship to help with the community, their farming community. Other new opportunities, let's see, what else? Deb, she spoke a lot about what her church is doing in Deerfield. They're having online forums and meetings, producing videos, raising monarchs, addressing climate and sustainable gardening. And they hope to do a video every 2 weeks on different green topics. Things that we would like to try. For me at Trinity, I'm a little technophobic, but I'm trying to do the Zoom and all of that. And so to start having virtual Zoom ministry meetings very soon. And also for, let's see, for Leah, she spoke about having the services being recorded and people being able to have access to the services over the internet. And that's about it.
Now, this is what I'm going to say. If we're going to all get through this and not be here, get ready for the convention, not be here all night, I might have to be cutting people off, and I don't want to, because I'm so psyched about everything you all saying, and I hope you're enjoying it too. I'm getting 1,000 ideas. I hope everybody is. I'd like to see a thumbs up if you're getting ideas just being on this.
I am.
Right?
Yes.
Right. Who needs that convention right now? We got our own thing, a green thing going here. Who else wants to report what's been a challenge? Name a couple. What ideas have you done, and what have you done, and what ideas motivate you? Jean, did I see your hand up?
Yes, and I can be very brief here. We found that COVID-19 has been both a curse and a blessing, because it did force us to start using Zoom, and we found most of the groups, people found that it expanded the range of people who could be involved, and it was much broader than simply their local and typical audience. So that was a blessing. People used films from the One Earth Film Fest to have panel discussions and had a lot of input. And I really like the idea of having virtual garden tours with commentary, so that you could get lots of people, they could do their little home garden tour. And I think it'd be kind of cozy and sweet. Those were the main things that I wrote down. We had lots of other ideas, but that's enough for a starter.
Please put your ideas in the chat room so everyone can see them. And look, I'm talking about chat room like I do it every day, but that's what COVID-19 has done for me. Brian can tell you, I'm Miss Techno Challenge in the office, and I'm chatting and everything now. I'm loving it. Next, who else? Isn't this exciting? I'm like so geeked up. You all just don't know. This green stuff geeks me. Who else wants to share?
Hi, so I'll share. Hi, everybody. So we talked about some challenges that we were having, and the biggest challenge that everybody has had is not being able to get together in one room. But we see that Zoom has done that for us. For garden purposes, we couldn't get out to the garden because a lot of our members were seniors, but we grabbed some young people and were able to get it going, and it's just in a good place. On our team was Gail and also Peggy, and they also talked about the challenges that they were having. Again, same challenge, just getting to people. Having programs have to be revamped and revised to get things in order as best as they could, as far as advocacy for the earth and for electricity. For Gail, for Peggy, that's what was a challenge for her. And for, I believe it was for Gail, the challenge was just, again, planning a summit and then having to redirect it for another year. But the good thing about it is, as everyone can concede to, is that we've been getting together. So this has not stopped us from getting together, because technology has really helped us. Through COVID, we've been praying for people to be healed, and the news always reports how many people have lost their lives, but there are thousands of people every day that are recovering. So that's a very good thing for us, that we've learned how to look at the best of what's taking place instead of the worst. And we are looking for these summits that are coming up in 2020 that Gail was talking about, and getting people together in the community and doing what you can, being socially distanced and making sure that you're keeping those hands clean. And I think this is just amazing, the time that we have together, even tonight, learning. I'm looking forward to some virtual tours in these gardens, because that's a very good one. Now it's my time to be quiet. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Pastor Roshana. And for people who don't know, that garden on the west side in Chicago is worth a virtual tour going. Pastor Roshana's done a great job. Who else? Who's dying to share? Come on, who? Did we catch everything, every group? Okay, well, if there's no one else that's dying, put it in the to share out, put it in the chat room. All of these ideas, we'd love to recapture them and send them out. And at this point, I'm going to turn this back over to Brian.
Well, thanks, Veronica. I did notice one question in the chat. If we just have we have time for a little more commentary. Somebody asked more about the video education at Trinity. Is that right? I don't know, Darcy, is that something you know a little bit that you mentioned?
On Tuesday of last week, we had I think they put it on Facebook too. We had a training for Zoom, all the video technology meeting applications. I missed the meeting, but I was wrapped up in Kamala that night. So, but they did have that, and they will probably do it again. It was something that our IT ministry conducted. And it was open to anybody.
I love it. Thank you so much. Well, I want to give just a little bit of upcoming ways you can get involved, and then we'll have a little bit more time for question and answer. So if you have another question or an idea that's generated, be sure to put that into the chat. I see someone saying, reminding people to vote. Amen to that. Offering Zoom training, prairie planters. I mean, there's a lot of good learning more how to support regenerative farming practices, some more ideas. So that actually sets up really well in the next slide. Some upcoming events of ways you can further get plugged in. Now I got to say something about, look at this picture of our Eco Ambassadors. We call it our summer youth program for high schoolers, our Eco Ambassadors. I believe this is our team from 2019. We just graduated 35 Eco Ambassadors from across the state of Illinois. In each region, we had Central Illinois, North and West suburbs, Chicago, Lake County, 35 high schoolers went through a virtual experience this summer with our amazing Faith and Play staff team doing interactive exercise with our youth. I know actually many of you on this call donated to that cause, so thank you, thank you. It really was transformative for youth. You can go check out some of those recordings of their graduation ceremonies that we'll have up on our YouTube channel, where you can see some of the projects that our youth took on who are already environmental leaders. Our program just gives them a little nudge to become even more climate champions right there in their local communities. We also have some webinars coming up, like this webinar that I think you'll enjoy. You can visit the link. We'll put that link in the chat. We have a really cool Migration and Me program where we tell the story of the monarch butterflies migration and connect it to our own personal stories of migration. We've all migrated from somewhere, and we have a story circle featuring Mr. Odom on April 25th. That's going to be a really powerful time of sharing not only Mr. Odom's story, listening to that, connecting it to the monarch butterfly, but a chance to tell your own migration story and how we're all connected to one another, the earth, and that, you know, humans, we are nature, and that how we care for one another is so, so important. We also have a Creative Climate Solutions webinar coming up. We have so many cool programs that your green team can take advantage of, how to reduce your energy bills, your greenhouse gas emissions, both at your home, using smart meter technology in your house of worship. We have a Solar for All program that we've been rolling out that helps get you access to solar technology, community solar programs. We have census information too as well. That's other webinars we'll be having coming later on. And then last but not least, we have a big opportunity for each of you. I saw some of you even chatting that you've been talking about this in your community, but we have our Green Team Summit coming up September 13th through 17th. I've been calling it, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this publicly, but I've been calling it our Green Team Revival Week. It's a week where we are connecting the dots between the three biggest challenges that are facing us right now. What are those challenges? Climate change, the pandemic, racism. Well, all of these challenges are born out of the same root causes. And we have speakers coming from all across the nation who are very credible, who are going to bring inspirational ideas for how to connect those dots at your green teams, at your houses of worship, and how to begin to even drive more impact in your community and get equipped to do that. Not to mention, we're expecting over 1,000 people to join, and it's going to be great networking. So each of the workshops that we do are going to be a little like this, where you're going to learn some content from an amazing speaker. Then you're going to be in breakout rooms where you get to connect with other people who are doing and dive deep about ideas, come back together. I will say there's going to be some Green Team awards. So if you haven't nominated your Green Team yet for an award, we find that awards help us spread our mission even further. Some of our Green Teams are kind of shy, like, oh, we don't need an award. No, you want an award to acknowledge your hard work, but also giving you an award allows us to celebrate the work and inspires more people to do this good work. I remember when the First Mennonite Church in Champaign-Urbana went solar, how we celebrated that, and that has inspired so many other churches and houses of worship in Champaign-Urbana to go solar because of that good work. So that's one place to get involved, that Green Team Summit. We'll put that in the chat. Oh, it's already see it in the chat, so you can go share that with your Green Teams. You know, it's virtual this year. Usually we've done our Green Teams at the Field Museum here in Chicago, so we have buses coming from all over the state. Well, this year, you know, Green Teams have sent 1 representative, 2 representatives. This year, we're asking our Green Teams, bring your whole church, bring your whole house of worship, bring the whole synagogue, bring the whole Mosque and Islamic Center with you, because that's going to be really powerful for your work. You're going to be able to create more buy-in from the rest of your community. They're going to get it, right? The Trinity Green Team, you all are awesome with your 30 members and doing your work. You get all 10,000 members of Trinity to come, or 5,000 or 3,000. You know, that's going to have a huge impact on the overall church culture, as one example. I'm looking at you, Dick, at Euclid Avenue United Methodist. You all do great work with your small but mighty Green Team. You've transformed the place, but think about if you get 15, 25 people. So that's a great way to get some momentum going, and we can really shift some things right here in Illinois in our own backyard by building that momentum off of the Green Team Summit, Green Team Revival Week. Don't quote me on the Green Team Revival, but that's how I'm calling it. I also want to say, you know, if you want to just visit our website at faithandplace.org, you can learn about our many programs, learn more about the youth program, the advocacy program, the Clean Energy Jobs Act, our water preservation curriculum, and more. So I'm preaching now. You all getting excited? You getting the vision? You give me like a thumbs up or a wave if you see me, hear me. I love it. I can see you all with that too. And so I want to hear though from you a little bit about telling us. Oh, look at those thumbs up! Look at everybody using the technology. I got some clapping going on, some thumbs up. Katie, our comms coordinator, who, thank you, Katie, by the way. Shout out to Katie for running this whole event tonight. Couldn't do it without you. Is going to put a little link into the chat, and you know, let us know what you're interested in. Oftentimes we like to email emails that are specific to what you're interested in, so it's content that you're really working on. So if you fill that out, that will help us get you more relevant content to, you know, maybe you're interested in the water curriculum, maybe you're interested in the youth program to learn more. That's a way for you to let us know that. So I see some activity happening in the chat. I want to step back here for a second. We do have a few more minutes to take any other questions and answers or any other burning ideas that anybody has had that's come out of this that you want to share with the entire group.
It is Andy. Somebody mentioned showing movies that are positive, and that's something that gets me down is negative environmental movies. Does anybody have any good suggestions of positive movies, or I'll just keep an eye on the chat? But I think that's a really cool idea.
I think Dick, you're talking, but go off. There you go, Dick. I saw Dick's mouth moving.
So the Winter Film Fest has got some great movies that are really positive, that are been recorded, and you can watch them for free.
Anybody else have any suggestions or other questions?
If I do, at the last summit, you guys played the Monarch Butterfly movie, and that's an amazing movie. And I'm wondering if there is some link or some way that we can maybe show that as well in our houses of worship or places where we are.
Make that happen. Please put that in the chat room.
Okay.
To the Monarch Butterfly movie.
Yep.
Those links can, and I think Dick Alton, I'm so glad, Dick, you brought up the One Arts Film Festival. If people have not got on your website, there's some amazing movies for all ages, tons of ideas. That would be pretty exciting to share. And this is a really good time because people still are hunkered in outside, inside. Some people are not very comfortable getting out and even having small social distance gatherings. So movies are a good way to host as a green team. And then, as someone in my group said, organize like a Zoom conversation, pick a day that people are to watch it, or the week that they're to watch it, and then have a day that you're going to have people come in to discuss it. That would be pretty exciting.
Hi, this is Velma.
Hey,
Hello.
Velma.
Hey, Velma.
Hey, I have a question. First of all, I'm sorry for coming on late. I was trying to see about the convention, but I've noticed it didn't start till 8 o'clock. But I wanted to know, have anybody share about the Covenant Green Team with the microgreen? I don't know, but that share it in the session. I see Reverend Felicia's on the line. Did she get a chance to share that in the session about the microgreen?
Reverend Felicia, do you want to say about that? I saw it in the chat that you're going to be doing microgreens, but you can feel free. Like Brian said, we have a little time if you want to share.
Oh, okay.
growing
Yeah,
them.
in our session, in our smaller session, we talked about the fact that we've had a microgreen class, first of all, for the green team. And then now the green team is working on providing microgreens in combination with the food pantry, being able to provide it to the community when they come by for food share boxes. And we're really excited about that. So we're forging ahead in that, but we also want to be able to teach how to grow microgreens to the congregation and the wider community. And we think that microgreens, there's University of Maryland did a study on microgreens, and microgreens have anywhere from 4 to 40 times the nutrient value in a microgreen than in a full-size plant. Obviously, nutrients help boost the immune system. And so we're really, really excited about it because we definitely know this will help in COVID, helping people, especially now. I keep hearing about certain areas having issues like I think Harvey is having some major issues over there with they're doing they're distributing food over in Harvey, and they're prepared foods and things like that. But microgreens can be you can use them raw, or you can put them in entrees, or you can put them in salads and smoothies and things like that. Just about anything. And it helps, especially when food supplies are down, to be able to at least get the nutrients that you need through the microgreens. So as a green ministry, that's our project that we're working hard on right now to get really up and moving and be able to help the wider church community. So
Thanks, Reverend Felicia.
Yeah, I want to jump in and just say thanks to Reverend Felicia, and there will be a workshop at the Green Team Summit led by Monica Moss, who will be talking about some of the food work at Trinity United Church of Christ and connecting that more broader. And that'll be another place to network and learn about great ideas like Reverend Felicia's doing. I saw a question in the chat about the Green Team Summit. So the way that works is you register for it, and that gives you access the whole week, and then you can log into whatever workshop makes sense. So you'll register for it, and then when you register too, you'll get not only access, but you'll have ongoing access to those workshops later on, so you can go back and see the resources that are up there and posted. So that's something that you'll want to register for right now, and then get your congregation to register for. And it actually is a good note, Veronica and Cindy, for us to realize that people might not realize that they might think they're registering for the whole thing, but you can, you register for access to get to the workshops that you want to go to throughout the week.
okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Other questions? I heard somebody else say something.
Yeah, this is Velma again. I can't see anybody, so I don't know what's going on. Would there be a Zoom class going on? I can't even see nobody's face. What is?
We got you. We'll
We
help.
hear you. We don't see you either, so it's okay. We hear you though.
Okay. The other question is, would there be a some kind of gift for whatever congregation Green Team have the most people come register for the Green Summit?
Oh, Lord, the Chicago people so competitive. Brian, that's another category, Reverend Cindy. The highest numbers that come to the register. How does everybody feel like that? What does that mean? 50, 100, 2,000? I don't know. Let's just cross that bridge when we get there. We don't
Well,
know.
I tell you what, you keep track of that, Velma, and if we see one house of worship has the most people, we'll give you a special love and shout out, maybe even an award at the Green Team Summit.
Yes.
Okay.
And if anybody
But
else wants to offer up a better gift, we'll offer up a better gift. I don't know.
But to your point is that the Green Team Summit is not just for the Green Team people, it's for your entire faith community as well as the community surrounding your friends, your family. And now that it's virtual, people can come to the summit right in the comfort of their own living room. So please spread the word for sure.
Yeah, and this is what we do as Green Team. I love this as kind of a note to close on because we have fun, right? We're taking on big challenges that face us, that are scary challenges. We act courageously, and we have fun together, right? We have great competitions. I see somebody already. Sharon's like, "Hey, better do as a percentage. A percentage of your church comes, right? So if you can get, somebody gets 80%, 90% of their house of worship there." I'm for sure going to be doing something special for you. I'm going to be giving you some recognition and finding some sort of vacation package. I'm not making any promises, but we're going to do something special if that happens. But we have fun as we take on these challenges. I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he was telling about he was working with his daughter, and his daughter was really scared to go and play upstairs. And so he was telling his daughter, like fear is a natural emotion that we have, and you feel that fear, but you're also brave, right? And his little daughter, he saw her the other night, and she was going up the stairs. She says, "I'm afraid, but I'm brave. I'm afraid, and I'm brave. I'm afraid, and I'm brave." And that's what we do as Green Teams, right? We face the fear of the climate change problems, racism problems, the global pandemic. These are scary things, but we're brave, right? And we work together as a team. We connect our further Green Teams, our houses of worship, and then we connect to one another. And that's the beautiful thing that you all are doing in enacting Faith in Places mission. So I just want to salute all of you for recognizing that we are in scary times, but we act out of courage and that we're brave. And together, we can take these things on and we can make the world the place that we all want to live in. So with that, I want to give a hearty amen to you all. We all kind of give me a shout and a wave as we send each other out into our evenings to get good rest as we face another day tomorrow and to continue to go do the good work of creating healthier communities all throughout Illinois. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Good night. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Stay
Veronica.
safe.
You.
Stay well.
Oh, well.
Good night. Thank you.
Night.
Night.
Thank you. Thanks, team.